Bruce has found a twig that came out of one of the trees from the rain we had, and Dolly is breathing over me and breathing hot puppy breath on me. But anyway, Bruce is having fun. Bruce, Dolly, puppies. We're getting ready to check on the corn, but Bruce found the one branch that fell down and he wants to chew it all apart. See how big he's getting? He's a handsome boy. That's right. I know that's right.
Greetings once again. How's it going? Well, we're back at the corn patch. It has been a week since the great corn blowover. And as you can see, what was on the ground is now back up. It's okay. It has recovered. You can see where it's bent a little bit.
Yeah, but it's pretty much standing straight up again.
Yeah, order has been restored. It'll come back and we'll be able to harvest off it without too much trouble. So this is our final installment, and that over there, that corn, that was almost all down.
Yeah, it was.
And it looks so much tidier.
Uh-huh.
So we just thought we'd update you on this, and this will be the last installment of this series because it's not going to get any better. And, anyway, that's what we got, and we'll have some other things on the tail end of this video because we have to pick squash today because it's starting to come in pretty good. And any of y'all that have grown squash before know when it comes in, there's plenty for everybody and even more people. So we'll do that, but first I'd like to go over to where we did the winter squash and follow up on another video that I had done about getting the weeds taken care of and planting the squash.
Okay.
So we'll go over there and talk about that for a few minutes, and then we'll come back and pick some squash.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the puppies are playing in the creek.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a little too high yesterday. We had a lot of rain yesterday, so I couldn't take them in, but they're making up for it today. So let's go look at the winter squash, and we'll take it from there. Well, we're here at the winter squash patch. You might have remembered it from one of our past videos where it was full of weeds. You couldn't see any soil, nothing, just a carpet of green. Well, the weeds have been eliminated. Now what I have done is I went over it and sprayed it a second time with the Roundup. That's going to get rid of any stragglers or any that happen to germinate, because some weeds, such as morning glory, are like time bombs. Some of them will go off in 2 weeks, some of them will go off in 3. They never seem to run out, and they just constantly appear, and they're kind of a nasty weed too. They're a vine, and you'll see them in the seed packs at the store. Why people buy that, I have no idea, because it's an obnoxious weed. But anyway, what I've done, like I said, I have sprayed this, and you can see kind of where the rows are. There's one here, and there's one here. There's 9 rows altogether in this, and I made those with the tractor. This is full of winter squash now. Yesterday, like I mentioned, we had a big rain, but I had planted the day before. So by this time next week, there's going to be winter squash coming up. What kinds of winter squash, Sam? Well, there's acorn squash, there's butternut squash, there's cushaws. I got green stripe and orange stripe cushaws. If you don't know what that is, we'll fill you in on another video. It's like it's a pumpkin, but it's long. It's like a big gourd. It's got a bulbous end, and then it tapers down. Some folks that know what they are like them. I got blue Hubbards. I got red Hubbards. What else? The Viff. Oh yeah, it's a pumpkin that's kind of flat. It looks like a tire, but it's red, and it's got a fruity little French name, but we just call it the Viff.
What about the pink one? Did you mention
that?
Oh
yeah, and there's a pink one in here. That's a new one this year we're trying. It's called the pink banana.
I love pink.
Yeah, I know Marcy loves pink. And I guess the squash patch would be breast cancer awareness or whatever it is these days. Hey, get out of there, Bruce. Anyway, the pink banana is kind of an oblong thing like a big zucchini, and it gets big, and it's pink. And I don't know, just pink banana sounded funny, so I put it in here. And after we're done here, so what you're going to see is the remainder of these weeds dying. You can see them dying there, and the squash will emerge and take over this place. In about a month, you probably won't see any soil here, but you'll see a green sea of large leaves and vines and tendrils and flowers, and it'll fill this whole thing in.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and about that time we'll probably have a flood and it'll wash it all the squash away.
Don't say that.
And we'll sing that song, Patches. But anyway, so that's what we're up to. You plant the winter squash late, like I say, after Father's Day, after, you know, any time now is a good time in Virginia to plant the winter squash, because you don't want it maturing in Labor Day. You want it maturing towards October, especially your pumpkins. You want your pumpkins ready in October, not a Labor Day. So, you know, if you're selling pumpkins, people buy them for Halloween. People buy steaks for Labor Day. But
That's right.
That's right. All right, we'll go over, and while we're here, we're next door to the cucumbers. We'll check those out too, because we're starting to get a few of those. And when they come on, you've got a lot of cucumbers, which, if you like cucumbers, and we do, there's plenty.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's go there. Okay, we're here at the cucumber patch, and these are doing real well. The Lord has blessed us with plenty of rain this year, and that'll help our other farmers in the area too, because they'll get a real nice second cutting of hay. This is the cucumbers. The variety is Poinsett 76. It's an open pollinated variety, and there's some in there.
Kind of hard to see with the
Yeah, it's hard to
sunlight.
see because they're green, and so is everything else on the plant except the flowers. But they're just starting. There's one over there on the other side. Here he is.
Not sure I can get this in the camera view very well because the sun is
There's
so bright.
one.
Oh, he's a nice one. Dolly,
There's
are you
one.
helping? Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, and you grow them up on the fence. These are the first ones to ripen. They're closer to the ground, so they've been laying on the ground. They got a little bit of yellow belly, but I don't care. Consider it's fate, right? It's going to get chewed up, and then you know it goes through.
You know the rest of the story. Bruce, stay out of there. Stay here, buddy. Good boy. He's a wet boy.
But there'll be a few. They're just starting. And when they kick in, we'll come down here and we'll pick this basket darn near full of cucumbers in one picking. And it's only a short little patch of row.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, it's probably 20, 30 feet. And here, since cucumbers, they grow so fast and they just wear themselves out. So what you do is you plant another planting when the first planting begins to flower. These are the little baby cucumbers.
The next set.
That's right. It's like Star Trek, the next generation. This is cucumbers, the next planting. I planted these at the same time I planted the winter squash, so we'll be seeing them come up soon too, because with moisture and warm temperatures, especially at night, their little processes go and they germinate. So we'll expect big things out of that, but you know, we'll just take what we get and be thankful. So we can go over and take a pause here, and then we'll go over and check out the summer squash, which is coming in pretty good. All right, we're picking summer squash, and first on the agenda is the white squash. Some people call it patty pan. Older folks, a lot of times around here, call them simulants. We call them UFOs because they look like little flying saucers. See you flying around. Take me to your leader. So anyway, these are really good. People that haven't tried them, if you give them one or two, they'll want it. They're not...
Yeah, at first they're a little bit not sure.
Yeah, they're not as heavy yielding as the zucchini and the yellow squash. And these have come on incredibly early. Usually they're pretty late, but I guess they just liked it here. So they've really come on. I think there's I spotted another one in here. As you can see, the plants are quite
thick.
See?
Oh, cool.
Isn't that cool?
They are unusual.
It looks like something out of the sea or something.
Like a jellyfish.
Yeah, something that would be in the sea. But it doesn't smell like it. No, it doesn't smell bad at all. So the stuff that lives in the sea usually smells nasty. But we got this and the yellow squash have a thin little stem, so you can just twist them, and they pop right off. The zucchini, as I'll show you, has a thick stem. You got to cut it or you break the squash. Now, if I was picking for market,
yeah,
I would be wearing gloves right now. I would be wearing those little brown jersey gloves, because the skin on these is sensitive, and if you got any kind of fingernail at all, it'll nick it. So if you're picking for market and for appeal, you wear your little jersey gloves, those little cloth gloves you get for 99 cents, and that eliminates you nicking it with your fingernails, because you will. Especially that zucchini gets in real tight spots, and you got to work your way in there sometimes, and you'll nick it. But if you're just doing it for yourself and your family, I mean, we're just going to eat it, and it's okay if you have a little nick or something. Marcy forgives me. But let's go to the zucchini and see what's going on there.
Okay.
This part of the row has zucchini in it. And this, like I said, has a thick stem. I'll show you if I can find one. Oh yeah, I don't have far to go in here. It's right there.
Oh, I see it.
Now what I like is my trusty pocket knife. And you kind of got to do surgery so you don't damage the plant getting it out of here. Just cut the stem. See, it's got a thick stem. So that's a nice zucchini right there.
Sure is.
That's right. And that's how you pick these. You just got to go through and kind of separate them. The other squash, you can just give a twist and it pops off because it's got a thin stem here. So that's what we do there. And I don't want to bore you all by going through the procedure time and time again, because I got to pick these today because they swell up like a tick. I mean, overnight this thing will double in size, especially with this water and these warm temperatures. So I'll go ahead and pick this, or I'll tell you what, I'll just come back, we'll go to the yellow squash and get that out of the way, and then I'll come back and go through this and get what we need out of here. Okay, let's go down to the yellow squash. This is down the road. This is the yellow squash. The variety is called Early Pick. It's an open pollinated variety, and see, the stems are thin, so you just take and give a little twist and it comes right off. You don't damage the plant with it either. But there's a bunch of this. This is a very prolific variety, so you don't need much to get a lot. Now I want to show you something. This right here, see how this plant's wilting? That's a sign of vine borers. There's like a worm that gets in the stem somewhere in here, and it bores into it and it eats it, and it cuts off the supply of water to the leaves and nutrients out of the leaves, and it dies. The remedy for that is I use Liquid 7 in the sprayer, and I'll come down here after I harvest in the evening, because the plants are done flowering by then and the bees are gone, and I'll hit that stem with that Liquid 7. And I'll do that maybe once every 2 weeks, but if it rains, I'll do it after a rain, but always after harvest, so you don't have fruit that you got to pick after you spray, and always after lunch, because it's done flowering. The flowers open in the morning, and after lunch they close back up and the bees go somewhere else. So you don't want to harm the bees, and you don't want to get spray on the fruit that you're going to eat. But always wash your food. You never can tell what's come through here and pooped or peed on it. So anyway, you never know. It's outside. What do you think?
I know.
So anyway, I think that's about it for today. As you can see, everything's doing good. Praise God for it. We got the corn doing good. We got the beans doing good. We got the tomatoes doing real good. And we're moving right along. And praise God for blessing us with good weather. That makes a huge difference. Because what he can do, I mean, I could possibly irrigate this, but would take me a week to do, he can do in 15 minutes. And the rest of the county and half the state in 15 minutes. So we're pleased. Anyway, that's all for this one, and we hope y'all are enjoying these videos, and we enjoy making them and sharing with y'all. And y'all take care, and God bless.